When I surrendered, I got everything I ever wanted. This was the answer when I asked one of my friends, how did you get everything you ever wanted in a very short period of time? And you can ask yourself this question. How many times you actually stopped caring about getting what you want and you became so neutral, so in peace with it, to the point that you didn't care if it happens right now, and bam, it does. This is something that been always in my mind, and today I'm going to tell you why when you let go and you surrender, you actually gain all the control. Because by letting go and letting God, we are going to get anything we desire, but not in a way that you might think that He is giving up His desires. You might be thinking that He did give up on what He wanted, but in fact, He didn't. I'm going to tell you what did He surrender. But before that, let me lay down the foundation of how we think things are working out and how actually things work out. We got two brain hemispheres. We got the left brain hemisphere, we got the right brain hemisphere. The left brain hemisphere is analytical. It deals with linear time. It is logical, and it deals with the five senses. It only operates and perceives the 1% of the reality. Unlike the right brain mode, the right brain hemisphere, the right brain mode of perception is creative. It deals with cyclic time because everything to the right brain is here and now. It is connected to the universal mind, and it deals with resonance, unlike the left brain, cause and effect. And the right brain also deals with 99% of the true reality. It deals with the hidden reality. This is why when we tell you that you should sometimes sit down and relax because a lot of things are happening in the unseen, we truly mean that. Sometimes in our lives, we get so caught up in analyzing every single detail when we don't know that this physical reality is malleable and is controlled by higher power, the 99% that we don't see. This is why we always tell you, sometimes you have to just sit back, relax, and watch the magic happens. When we know about the idea that we can control our reality and we can actually manifest things into being, we get some kind of an ego boost. Don't fool me. You know what I'm talking about. You think that you are in control of everything. You think with your ego, with your five senses, not knowing that when you are asking about how, why, when it's going to manifest, how it's going to happen, how is this or that is going to materialize in your life, you are limiting yourself. You are getting in the way of your true I amness, the thing that is within you and all around you, this divine power, this omnipresent power that exists all around us, that is moving the planets, that is moving your heart, making your heart beat, that is making every function of your body operate perfectly. This is why I'm telling you, sometimes the I, the ego, gets in the way of the I am. Your true self, your true I am. You can call it Christ consciousness, you can call it Allah, you can call it the universe, Ilahum, whatever you might call it. This energy, this power, this omnipresent power that is beyond time and space is limitless, and your analytical mind is limited. So you are trying to interpret things that are happening to you with your logical side, when to the left brain it is just dealing with 1%, and to the right brain deals with the 99%. So you cannot comprehend the ways and means of this infinite potential, this infinite power, this infinite intelligence. This is why I'm telling you, I want you to pay close attention. I don't want you to try to make sense of the world because you are trying to experience magic and you are experiencing magical things. How would you experience something magical when it makes sense? How would it make sense to you? It wouldn't be magical. Be open to the idea that you don't need to make sense of the things. And when you actually get to that state, you will experience more things that don't make any sense to anybody, but it's just happening to you. Why? Because you are open to receive those things. This is why we are telling you sometimes, be delusional. And I'm not telling you that everybody that is talking about this is living a good life. Matter of fact, for the past 2 months, I've been like rock bottom. I hit rock bottom in the past 2 months. I've witnessed the most devastating time of my life mentally, knowing all this stuff. So believe me, it is just a way of how you look at things. When I look at it now, it's just a way of me thinking, this was there for a reason. I'm giving it now good meaning. But when you are in the midst of it, you think that the world is ending. You think that everything is just falling apart. When sometimes this will open your eyes to new things. This will make you realize that sometimes you have to let go and let God. Sometimes you don't have to just be in control all of the time. Because with your limited five senses and 1% of the perceived reality you are just experiencing, you think that you are alone. You think that you got everything that you will ever need to just control this reality. When in fact, you should know one thing. What is it that you want? You don't care about the how, the why, the when. Because if you are in those three questions, asking them every now and then, you are limiting the works of your higher mind. And the higher mind is limitless. So you are limiting it by questioning those questions. Just go to the end. Go to the end and surrender completely to this higher power. And as I told you, the more you don't need explanation to the things that are happening to you, the more magical things will happen in your life. And I know self-reliance is so important. Watching your thoughts, watching your feeling states, observing the negative without entertaining it, all this good stuff is so good. Self-reliance is so important. But don't make self-reliance making you forget that you are actually connected to a higher power. You need at some point to know that you don't need any interference with your higher self. Don't interfere with it. Don't get in the way of your higher power. Don't get in the way of your higher mind. Don't hinder your progress by making your ego look better, by thinking that you know everything. The I, the ego, is not greater than the I am. This is why Jesus told the people that me and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. But how do we surrender when we really want something really bad? How do we do that? I'm going to tell you right now. You might think that this is a discrepancy. You want this thing so bad, and I'm telling you to just let it go and surrender. It's going to make sense right now. Let me tell you something from the three Abrahamic religions. We talked a bit about the Bible. Let's talk about the Quran. This life is just a game. It literally translates to this. This life is just a game. In a way, this is a high-tech simulated game, a hologram that is emerged from our own consciousness. And that means that our feeling state plus our thoughts is shaping the reality that we are living. The people that we are meeting, circumstances, events, everything. It's just a merging of how we think and how we feel. That will make us wonder, when we change what's within us, the outside will change? Yes. In the Quran too, God does not change the circumstances of people unless they change what's within themselves. This is correlated to something in the Hermetic principles, the law of correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. You are a microcosm of a macrocosm, which is the universe. You are the universe. You are one with the one. When you change internally, the outer world will get no choice but to change. It is the law. When you change internally, the outer world will change. And when would you know that you changed? When you actually face a similar circumstance that previously you would be so pissed at, and you would just be like, nah, you react differently. You react so neutrally to it. That's when you know that you changed. And as a byproduct, the thing that you are seeing in front of you, the mirror that you are seeing in front of you, you will see the reflection changes. The reflection is changing in real time when you change your own self. Just like a movie projector. When you change what's in the projector, the movie on the screen will change. Now you understand this. How do we actually surrender when we want something? How do we actually surrender to the higher power that is within us and all around us? This is the real question that you asked. And now I'm going to tell you how in 4 steps. So I want you to write down in the comments these 4 steps so many people can actually benefit from that too. First, know that your true self is the I am within you, not the I, not the ego, not the 5 senses, but the higher self. This is the true you. Second, When you want something, give it to yourself. You can use your imagination. Give it to yourself internally. You can use your visualizations. You can use your affirmations. You can use whatever you want. You can just declare that you are experiencing it right now by your feeling state and your thoughts, and give it to yourself internally to the point that you are indifferent to whatever is happening in the outer world. The third thing you should do is walk in the knowing that this thing that you want is already an accomplished fact. It is done. You can use many things to remind yourself and to make yourself aligning with your true I amness by maybe a visual scene, something that you see in your own eyes, whether that with your eyes open or your eyes closed. You can do that once or twice a day. Or you can use affirmations, scripting. You can just remind yourself, whatever it might be. Just become aligned every time you feel like you are wavering. And sometimes you won't even waver anymore because you intensely felt that thing to the point that you are not wavering anymore. The fourth thing that you should know is giving it in thanksgiving to that higher power, that intelligence that is within you and all around you, this infinite potential, this infinite power that is moving everything around you. In thanksgiving, knowing that it got means and ways that you know not of. You cannot even fathom how it's going to work out. And this is the true meaning of letting go and letting God, of letting go of the ego and letting the higher mind, letting the universe, letting God doing the work, letting God dealing with the 99% that you don't see, because we only see 1% and it's much less than that. And let me tell you something before you ask it. The subconscious mind never forgets. That means that you think that when you let go, you need to remind the subconscious mind of the thing that you want. Subconscious mind knows everything. It's a record. It got all the information, everything you ever wanted. And all of a sudden, sometimes you will find out that things that you thought it will never happen is happening. Why? Because you surrendered to the higher power. So all you have to do is to become so fulfilled internally to the point that you don't care about what is happening around you. You are so fulfilled that you became indifferent to whatever is going on around you, knowing that you are being taken care of. Because when God is on your side, who else can be against you? Can you be fazed? Unfazed, but have this knowing that it is done. Walk from the assumption that it is done. I know Mike Tyson said it once. It's only delusional until it works out. You have to have this faith. Faith is knowing, believing and knowing. This is the only thing required. When you let go and you have this inner state of being, you are raising your vibration. When your vibration is high, all of a sudden, all your desires will just fall into your lap. This is how it can happen. It is simple, but I'm telling you, simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. But does it mean that it's easy or hard? You decide. Decide how it's going to be, and believe me, your whole life will start to get better. Tell me down below in the comments something that you are grateful for. Because as I told you, being grateful is something that will raise your vibration. If you want to know more about gratitude and how can gratitude actually make you accelerate in your life and become more and more magnetic to things in your life, check out this video next. And until next video, I will see you soon.